Hello everyone, welcome to Eternal Brews. My name is Pojo, and with the pre-order bonus for the current set, they have released a legendary card, Kairos Grand Champion from the upcoming set. 9 cost, 12/12, plus 6 maximum power. When you play another unit, it deals its strength and damage to an enemy. Summon, draw cards equal to the highest strength among your other units. I think everyone's got a Kairos deck right now, but ours is the best. So we're going to be talking about it a little bit. This is Invocation Impossible. You may have seen this deck before. I think it was Brew probably around like set 2 or 3. We had a pretty decent time with it for a really long time using Birthright when Birthright came out. And yeah, we're going to be doing that kind of shenanigans again. This is a serious randomonium deck. It's definitely sort of a late game or a late stage Shiftstone sync for your current setup. It's certainly not a cheap deck and not like a professional deck. It is just ridiculous, and we aim for ridiculous occasionally here at Eternal Brews. So let's go ahead and get into what we're trying to do here. And basically the idea about this deck is that everything in it is very, very big, and everything in it synergizes with stuff that is very, very big. So first off, of course, Kairos Grand Champion, the 12/12, has summon draw cards equal to the highest strength among your other units, which means that you typically draw between 6 to 9 cards off of Kairos, up to 12, in fact, if another Kairos is out. And also says whenever you play another unit, it deals its strength and damage to an enemy. So a Heart of the Vault will deal 6 and then 2. A Great-Kiln Titan will deal 9. Basically, anything that you play is probably going to do a ridiculous amount of damage, and any like unit that comes out becomes a weapon, which typically leads to a game ending very, very fast when Kairos is out. We aim to cheat Kairos out in as many different ways as possible, so we're going to be doing quite a bit of that. The other cards that we want to cheat out include Great-Kiln Titan, Heart of the Vault, Gnash Desert Prince, Royal Guardian, and Claw of the First Dragon, all of which we can play fairly cheaply, usually as early as 6, based on various other cards that we are using to sort of get things going. In addition, the rest of the deck is composed almost entirely of ramp cards that are at least somewhat removal resistant, or at least when they are removal resistant, somewhat necessary for the deck to function. So let's get into the power base first, and then we'll talk about how each of these sort of cards synergizes with each other. Initiative Sands, +1 maximum power. The earliest power boost that you can play, and overall just a really, really strong card if you want to get a jump on whatever it is that you're going into. If you want to get to Aurelian Merchant quickly, if you want to play a Crest into a Trailmaker or a Power Stone or something along those lines, that's the kind of thing that we are perfectly happy to do. We're running Power Stones, +1 maximum power, and also does not die. Sometimes you can use the Devotee of the Sands to do the same thing and just shift the card. We like both options. We're currently using Power Stone because it's a little bit less vulnerable to Hailstorm, and I've seen a lot of sort of anti-aggro stuff. I also like it because it soaks attachment destruction a little bit, and there's been a lot of attachment destruction out there lately. This card has some synergy with Great-Kiln Titan, but at the same time, Devotee of the Sands has some synergy with Kairos, so it's a 50-50 on which of these that you want. I would not recommend both of them just because filling that 2 slot is a little bit tricky. Trailmaker is the other 2-drop that also gives us +1 maximum power, summon, and an influence of your choice. That influence is very, very important. We frequently go for green if we have all of our influence. The requirements are triple red and quadruple time, so it's pretty steep, but combined with Insignia, seats, banners, and just hot nonsense everywhere, you usually will get it. You're not going to have too bad of a time. Aurelian Merchant also gives +1 maximum power and gets cards out of your market. We use this to fetch a wide variety of interesting tools, and in our market, our current options include Invoke the Waystones. We want 7 copies of this effectively because it's one of our cheapest and most effective ways of really sort of spiraling out of control. Temporal Distortion, which allows us to play Invoke the Waystones on alternate turns, and also basically just gives us a very large relic that gives us a lot of shenanigans. A New Tomorrow, because what giant greed pile would not be complete without a New Tomorrow? This one ends up being something of a, you can replace it with Passage of Eons if you want, or do something along those lines. And finally, Novaquake Titan. When you bond it, silence each enemy unit and put them into the enemy hand, then draw a card for each of your relics. This one's more of a fun of, you can also swap this card for something if you want to be a little less greedy and a little bit more evocative in the market. I recommend Sandstorm Scarf, and I recommend Sabertooth Pride Leader. Both are pretty strong options in this list. Okay. We have one of Lumen Reclaimer. We're going to fetch that with basically our invokes. Like, we're going to keep an eye on it. It's not usually the case that we're going to end up in a situation where we absolutely have to play Lumen Reclaimer, but it's nice to have one of them in the deck so that we can, if we draw it, we can feel super safe in playing a bunch of invokes. Or if we don't draw it, we can at least like try to do some other interesting shenanigans. Sometimes we run Excavate in the market to grab this card back, but for the most part, it doesn't matter too much. We just want to have one copy as a safety mechanism that we will hit about 25% of the time, which is perfectly fine. And also every time we draw, which makes it a slightly higher chance than that. Gnash Desert Prince shuts down flyers. This one was a late add to the list, and in some of the games that we're going to show off, we might not have it. I actually have really appreciated it. This deck has a problem with flyers in general. We tried a lot of different ways to solve it. Passage of Eons and Sandstorm Scarf, they didn't work terribly well, and also they don't add a lot to the board, which is kind of important because this deck is all about adding very large threats to the board. Gnash Desert Prince will get us just to like that whole setup and get us everywhere we want to go. But also we forgot to talk about one of the more important cards, which is Eternity Core. This one is also a new add to the list and definitely makes it very easy to jump straight into Birthright, Claw of the First Dragon, and if you're playing a cheaper version of the deck, you can also use Improvised Rubbler in the place of some of these large red legendaries. It's a very functional card that helps you solve against flyers, creates small tokens to defend your face, which is very important, and does basically the same job that Claw of the First Dragon will do. So if you're looking for legendary substitutions to make this a little bit cheaper, I recommend that as well. But yeah, in any case, Eternity Core, good stuff. So yeah, then after that we got Heart, our standard big value stuff. Great-Kiln Titan, which plays relics off the top of your deck and plays random cards off the top of your deck, and Birthright, which also plays random cards off the top of your deck, although it also plays random cards off the top of your opponent's deck. Between Birthright, Great-Kiln Titan, and Invoke the Waystones, we have a never-ending supply of top deck plays where we get cards for free off the top of our deck. These cards can either be power, which assists us in getting out Kairos Grand Champion and Royal Guardian, as well as playing the really big hitters like Great-Kiln Titan. Basically 7s, 8s, and 9s become a lot more accessible when your 6s are playing power. If you don't get power, that means you got a free large unit, because the only things in this deck are power, max power boosters, and very large units that you can get for free. And if you get a free large unit, you typically spiral out of control almost immediately, because the large units include Great-Kiln Titan, Kairos, and Royal Guardian to sort of save your skin if you need a little bit of health. Royal Guardian plays very well with Invoke and will frequently get you a ton of life to stabilize in a situation where you might have gotten a little bit slow. A little bit of a slow start, that is. Yeah, so Great-Kiln Titan makes all of the relics like Birthright, Claw of the First Dragon, and Eternity Core into burn spells, which is really relevant. Power Stone, Eternity Core, all of these cards can now be used to remove cards that would otherwise threaten you, which means that Great-Kiln Titan, with this number of hits, is typically going to get you at least a little value and sometimes get you a lot of board presence very early on the instant it is played. Combined with cards like Crest of Impulse, you can sort of search for cards to play off of Great-Kiln Titan. You'll get some pretty good benefits from that. Kairos, if it's cheated out, and if it's not cheated out, turns every single unit into a living weapon. If you have Kairos survive a turn, or if Kairos plays out on a turn for free off of Birthright or Invoke, allowing you to immediately play cards into it, then you'll just blow people up. Birthright playing into Kairos means that you draw something like 6 cards. You'll almost certainly have a Heart of the Vault or a Royal Guardian or a Great-Kiln Titan in your hand at that point. You play that card and that deals a tremendous amount of damage to your opponent, which then just gets you into a situation where your opponent really can't recover. And that's kind of the thing that we're going for. We want big, we want flashy, we want extremely randomized, and we want to always come out on top on the randomization because this deck is 100% delicious, ginormous greed. Invoke the Waystones gives us an endless supply of random cards off the top of our deck. Birthright does the same thing. Claw of the First Dragon is a pretty relevant card here for a couple of different reasons. One, it kills flyers, which is, again, a problem with the deck. 2, it plays a bunch of little tokens, and that means that we get cheap blockers. Oftentimes the tokens have flying, which means we get cheap blockers against flyers as well. So if you're removing one flying threat, you can also delay another one for 1 to 2 turns, which is really relevant. And then also this card is a 7-cost relic, which means that it does an enormous amount of damage if it's played off Great-Kiln Titan. These kinds of internal synergies are really fun and makes for a delightful time. That's pretty much it. This deck is just fantastic to play and watch, so we're going to show off a couple of games. I'm sure we'll have some more for highlights later on, so we'll probably be showing off games like this throughout the week between spoiler breakdowns. But here's a couple games, and I hope you guys enjoy them, because I sure did. see you in just a little bit. There's kind of a tension there where it's like, if you don't get it, it feels really frustrating. So you get like a little bit more tilted, and that makes it harder to get it. And like also people are watching you, you know, like you got potentially stream snipers and things like that. You know, you always do a little better when you're not on stream in ranked. That's silly, but yeah. Anyways, Crest of Impulse, Praxis Insignia. We're gonna keep this. Ugh, yeah, you know. I just want to play this dumb jank. We did get this to Diamond 1, so that was pretty delightful. And then we were up like 20 points, I think, and then that was the end of the stream. Trailmaker gets us into Eternity Core. That's the main goal here.
Never stop, never break.
This'll do the trick.
You know what else might work here? Yeah, Kairos is great here.
No escape.
Obviously, we want no blocks there, so we can play Eternity Core.
Awaiting your command.
Ooh, Order of the Spire. That could be really rough, actually. We can kill it next turn, provided it doesn't double up too much. But, like, opponent can get, like, 2 power this turn.
A fine battle.
Okay, you didn't get to Pilfer My Heart, though. So, yeah, I just get to take a bunch of damage here. Nothing I can do about that.
No escape.
You know it's true. Nothing I can do. Except ignore you. Alright, cool. Oh god, that's still unblockable? Seaspick is pretty good here, actually. Yeah, okay. Nothing else we can do here, just play Improvised Rebler and hope for the best. Don't like taking 5 here, but such is the life of... Such is the life of the intrepid greedmonger. That's fine. Kind of the wrong card to slay, but... I'm not gonna complain. Okay, so I've got 7 health here. Anointer the Faithful also dies to this. Are we gonna do Birthright here, or are we just gonna press our advantage? We might just press our advantage. I'm a little bit behind on life. Cool. Redraw there. Keep that. We got Power Stone. We actually have Gnash, which is neat. Oh, yeah, I mean, if it doesn't exist, I can't really review it, but... Best of luck. You can get Scarletch to send me a spoiler. Or have somebody who actually has a spoiler send me the spoiler. And then request it. How's that sound? Okay, so Aurelian Merchant would get us ahead of things, but I can also just do this. I think I want that. I think I'm breaking the streak this time around. There's been a lot of spoils already, so we're probably not going to see one ourselves. Invoke? I do an Invoke.
It is time for a new Oren.
Time quickens.
Kind of going pretty ham there, but I feel like it's worth it.
Born to rule.
What can you do with 8 power, friend?
insolence will not be tolerated.
Roland's a little tough.
I will crush you.
Hard to kill this card.
Would you like to play a game?
Okay. So we got Invulnerable Seraphs, and I'm a time deck. What am I gonna do here? Novaquake? Novaquake. As soon as I can.
The Waystones hold great power.
Kusur will live on.
This thing's marked. This'll do the trick.
Should be pretty doable.
Cease and desist.
I just need to mark it. Fuck. Well played, sir. Okay, so can't do Novaquake. We're just gonna do Kairos.
Glory to Grudov.
And I'm gonna burn your face off. Good enough.
We hunt as a pack. Suffer
Cool.
for your arrogance.
That was an interesting deck. Play Gnash. That's not a terrible idea. It's pretty easy to hit. It plays consistent killer units. Might be worth it. Praxis, Crest, Fire. Like, in the main board would be where I want it. I think Trailmaker makes this worth it. 3 power is always a little bit iffy, but seems close. Okay.
This'll do the trick.
The snow.
Oh, wait, I don't actually have 4 time yet, so I shouldn't have generated green there. That was my bad.
Ah, a customer.
Especially since I can get a Combre banner here, which I am going to do. I guess the fact that I can generate Combre banner is going to make it fine. All spells dealing -1 damage actually feels pretty good to me here. Well, that's not bringing anything back yet. Want to lead with Birthright? I think I like Heart here. Since I'm looking for Claw, feels pretty strong. Oh yeah, Claw's great here. Kills the Memory Dredger, and then I just have a bunch of small units, which is what this deck needs. I don't like that. Curses. Initiate is not what I'm looking for anymore. Yeah, just gotta take that. Cheaper Improvised Reveler, that's gonna be strong. Praxis Banner, I would like extra power anytime that I can get it. Rereading Slay, interesting. Let's trade one of the Rubblers for an Invoke. Okay. Just had a main board Vision of Austerity. I'm glad I traded the other Rubbler away. I don't do Birthright. Horned Spiders, interesting. Not a great card for them here.
No need magic when you have bear.
Can't discard bears here.
A customer.
Merchant gets... I think I want Royal... interesting. I do want Royal Guardian, but I'm also pretty happy with this Invoke. Let's do Claw here.
Spares.
Nice. Zolta Loyalist. That is a 6/6. Interesting times. Okay. Well, now we're in some sort of business.
Time quickens.
So what do we want to do here? I think I'd rather like stealing a card from you.
Thank you.
Didn't get much, unfortunately. So your board's gonna get pretty crazy too. But I'm pretty sure my board is crazier. Let's Invoke.
The Waystones hold great power.
Beautiful. Attack for 6. Cool. A lot of effects happening at once here. Okay, we'll invoke here.
The Waystones hold great power.
Got a Kairos, so that'll draw us 9 cards and probably get us the kill. I am surprised by how often I don't draw a kill here. Gonna invoke again. Great-Kiln Titan deals 4 damage to an enemy.
The Waystones hold great
Leave Storm Tamer
power.
operative. Okay. Claw deals 7. Eternity Core deals 4. Trailmaker deals 2. That's a space. Quicksilver Mirror. Can't beat me on greed. Alright, that's it for today's clips, but we got plenty of other games from that one that I think we'll probably be putting up. So look for those, and thank you so much for watching. I will see y'all next time. Cheers!